Hello again, I am Blunty, and today I thought I might share with you some moments, some notes, some little stories, some wee vignettes, if you will, from my recent travels to Japan. And the story starts, like most stories to foreign countries tend to do, on the plane. I flew Japan Airlines, my first experience with them, by the way, and as one may expect from a culture that prides itself on polite, respectful, interpersonal interactions, the service was absolutely superb. I also liked that they had a camera mounted under the nose of the plane so you could see what was going on outside as you were on the tarmac, or indeed in the sky. Watching clouds roll by under one's plane is a gentle if unexciting prospect. It was also one of the most blissfully peaceful and quiet flights I have ever experienced in my entire life. Flying out of Sydney, mostly Japanese passengers on Japan Airlines, and no annoying loudmouth Americans to shatter the zen-like peace and quiet and the gentle droning of the airline's engines. It was lovely. Just a bunch of people sitting on a plane showing the utmost courtesy and respect to everybody around them. It was a wonderful experience, about as good as an experience as you can have sitting in a metal tube hurtling through the air with a few hundred other people. A few hundred? I don't know. How many people are on a Boeing 777? A couple of dozen-ish? Well, it felt like it was just me and the flight attendants anyway, because no one else was talking to me. It was great. Naturally, I took some of the obligatory photographs of the wing and clouds. I have no idea why I and a bazillion other people do this, as almost all of the shots always look, for all intents and purposes, identical to each other, and quite boring, really. But we do it anyway, compelled by some ineffable compulsion. But I did find a way to take a shot that I've never taken before, thanks to my nifty little macro lens on my iPhone, and I quite like it a lot, actually. Tiny little ice crystals forming around the edges of the window, out of focus wing and sky for context. I think it's an okay shot. And in fact, one of the Japanese flight attendants actually looked quite a lot like the impossibly sexy Lucy Liu. She had the same shaped face, same eyes, same smile, same adorable freckles, and it was terrific actually until she caught me staring, and then I got all shy and awkward and I couldn't ever look at her in the eyes again for the entire rest of the flight. The food was outstanding on the way over, and I don't just mean the food was good for airline food, I mean the food was good. It was a good meal, it was tasty, it was fresh, it was yummy, it was terrific. Unfortunately on the way back it was the exact opposite story. The food was awful, some of the worst airline food I've ever had. And again, let's frame that, not just bad food, but bad for airline food. It was dry and tasteless and awful and crappy. It's like it was a punishment for having the gall to leave Japan and its exquisite cuisine behind me, for having the pure audacity to turn my back on things like the amazing tuna sashimi, which as soon as it touched your tongue sort of evaporated into a glorious effervescent wave, a tsunami if you will, if that's not culturally insensitive at this point, of pure joy just exploding in my mouth. We also landed through fog that was so thick I couldn't even see the tip of the wing through my window seat, and it's always a joy and a bit of excitement when you know that the pilot is landing this 200,000 kilogram chunk of plane and luggage and person meat on nothing but instrumentation and the good graces of Buddha himself. We did land safely, and it was actually quite a smooth landing, so hooray for the Japanese pilots. At the hotel I played a round of vending machine gambling, where I tried to guess which of the strange bottles and cans might be an energy drink that I so desperately needed. I passed by a bottle of Sweat and went for this Fire branded thing as a safe bet for a Red Bull substitute. It was not. It was coffee. I don't like coffee. I don't drink coffee, so that was a bit of a fail, and unfortunately I had to waste the can. Later on I did find Red Bull, and I also tried the Sweat drink out of pure curiosity if nothing else. It was in fact a lemon flavoured sports drink of some type, and it was unimpressive, but at least it didn't taste like sweat, which is a bonus as far as I'm concerned. The hotel had some really nice views from a couple of its sides, and taking advantage of it in one little window alcove, they'd installed this cool little sculpture with lenses built into it. A very cool idea, I thought, and fascinating effect. The view from my own hotel room was pretty nice too. I could look down in the morning and watch the increasing activity and ever more frequent trains flit by as people readied for another work day. But that was nothing compared to the view I had over my breakfast table, where I got a lovely view of both the Tokyo Tower, which any Japanese tour guide will proudly tell you is bigger than the Eiffel Tower in Paris, and of course the magnificently, elegantly beautiful Mount Fuji. And even on cloudy mornings, the view that was presented to us in the morning was nothing short of spectacular. It's funny, Tokyo is a very pretty city, and that's not something you can say about most cities. Most cities can look impressive, or like imposing, like there's lots of different things cities can be, but genuinely pretty, well, there's few and far between. And Tokyo is one of those places that is just pretty. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll be back with more soon. I'm Blunty, and I'll catch you next time.